That fish came right out of here.
It's laying on some brush. There's some emerging lily pads, root systems down in there. We're on a riprap shoreline. This is a major spawning cove for these fish. All you're doing is taking that ambush stealth diver or in a red or a rattle trap in red, tossing it into the bank, slow rolling it just like you would a spinnerbait. Every time you feel something, just pull your rod a tiny bit. Sometimes when you pull that rod, that's that fish and the rod is set. Real simple. I mean, that's why a lot of people call it an idiot bait. But the one thing that you can do to make it a little different than what your average person does is give it some pulls, some jerks, speed up your retrieve, then kill it, just to make that bait erratic. Want to work that around any brush or vegetation that there is in the lake. That's a common mistake people make. A lot of guys will throw a rattle trap in open water. But the way that we're catching all these fish is fishing it in the same places that you would fish a spinnerbait. We're throwing this bait right into the wood, right into the lily pads. And believe it or not, it comes right through it as long as you hold your rod tip up and you learn the feel of what the cover feels like as opposed to a fish, you'll be fine. But at a 52-degree water temperature, which is what we have today, I would guess that there isn't a better bait in your boat that you can throw than a rattle trap. I prefer the red color just because it resembles crayfish. Plus, I believe the fish can key in it on a little bit better, but your shad, your silver colors, your golds as well. Sometimes gold's a hot color, and if the water's especially dingy, I'll even go to a chartreuse color bait. Imitates bluegill if you got a lot of brim in your lake instead of shad or crayfish. Alrighty. A few minutes later here, Steve Von Brandt with a Terminator with a black skirt, Oklahoma blades. Same spawning creek.
Another decent fish, not giant, but decent. So
that's a male. Seems like we got a bunch of males in this creek.
Yeah. There he goes. Let's get some more.
There we go.
Oh, Kurt's got one.
Came right off. Rattle trap came right off at the boat.
Whoa, that's lucky.
Same red rattle trap, stealth diver, mixed in with the red rattle trap at times. That's a good solid fish, not huge. I think it's a female, don't you? Looks like it's got just not loaded
See,
up.
here's the key again. People don't get up early enough. It's very cold. It was 38 degrees.
It's a weekend, public lake. No one's here. We got the whole lake to ourselves. 300-acre lake, biggest lake, one of the biggest lakes in our state. And nobody's here. There we go.
And there's your water temperature right there. 50.9 degrees.
Another reason people don't catch these fish is it's way downstate. It's about an hour and a half drive to get here from where we live. Sometimes a little further, and people don't want to drive that far. They want to stay close to home. Don't, you know, on a weekend they don't want to invest the time. I mean, by the time we get home, we've spent 3 hours driving. So
right, but that's the deal.
That's what you got to do to catch these quality of fish.
Right, that's why you see those big fish on our site. We put in the effort, we put in the time, we drive, just like when you fish a tournament trail.
Go early, go often, and go to places that other people don't go, and throw baits and throw them in places that other people don't throw them. And that's how you catch big fish. Big fish don't get big by going where everybody and their brother throws. It's only 3.5.
I know, we're going to hold them up together.
It's perfect.
Let's and then start thinking about where we're going to take our pictures.
There's 2 fish in there.
It's running on automatic.
I know, turn it on for a second. The water looks a little low.
No, I'm saying it just came on again, right now. I see the red light on, it's running. Yeah, it's running.
Got my bag.
If this keeps happening, I'm going to have to stay on the camera for a little while to get some filming, you know, strikes and stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's happening so much.
It's like this thing, and they end up getting one that's 8 or 9 pounds.
I know.
And that fish hit like mush. That rattle trap was down into the bottom, and this pole just loaded up. Never felt a strike or anything. Shallower the water gets, the more you want to speed up the retrieve of the bait. Always work it as slow as possible as the depth will allow. If you can reel the handle at 1 inch per minute, do it, because the fish like it as slow as possible. But when you get into a foot or less of water with some grass, speed it up. What you always want to do is just reel that bait so it's just barely hitting into objects, so you're hitting all that little bit of brush or all that grass or those lily pad stems. And then as soon as you hit them, just raise your rod up a little bit and speed up your retrieve. Don't get crazy with your jerking yet, but you know, just get it away from that cover. Makes the bait look a little bit erratic, and that's a lot of times when they strike. Now the way I can't control this one either.
Okay.
Oh, it's big.
Okay.
The other one's bigger. Still big. Oh, get the net.
I got the net.
The other one was at least the same size as this fish. Oh, he's down in the bottom. It came over. Oh my gosh.
That's nice. That's a good 7, 8 pounds.
The other one was bigger than that.
I know. The other one was 8 or 9 pounds. This one's 8 pounds. So.
I told you that fish was big. Thank you, baby.
Yeah, this one's 8 pounds.
All right.
So we got two. We've got an 8, a 9 pounder that we lost.
Doesn't have the weight of some of the other ones, but it's huge.
Yeah. We got about 29 pounds of fish on, what, 6 fish?
I don't know. All right. Let's get that hook
Beautiful.
out. It's down deep. I want to make sure I get that hook out of there. All right. We're going to get some pictures in a little bit. We got 2 of them in there that size.
It's not. That's 8 pounds.
Let's put him on this side.
Put him in some chemicals to take care of him.
Yeah, because he was hooked in his gill a little bit there. Turn that live well.
A 9 pounder, an 8,
and I just
6.
I just lost one that I guarantee you from the field, because I've caught enough
Yeah,
today,
was a good 9
At
pounds.
least that big, if not bigger. No
Yeah.
way that weighed less. Alrighty, folks, here we are, still at Red Mill, early spring. It's April the 9th today?
10th, I think.
April the 10th. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there. I haven't checked the time. Water temperature is 51.6. We've caught all those decent sized fish that you've seen. But we had a few that we caught. They were so big we wanted to just get them in the boat, and now we're going to do the videotaping of them. First, what I'm going to do is take out the smallest of the 3 that we have in here.
Now we lost one that weighed 9 pounds.
But that's neither here nor there.
But we managed to catch some other ones that are in that same neighborhood. Just a small fish.
Actually, losing that fish, that big fish, helped me to land these other 2 because it showed me the way that you had to play the fish. They were so big that they would throw or tear the trebles out of their mouths when they would bulldog. So basically you had to set the drag real light, don't horse them, let them run themselves out, get them near the boat, and then just once they're played out, then put them in. Okay, this particular fish we caught on an ambush stealth diver. We're going to let her go. It's a good 4-pound area, somewhere around that range. We haven't weighed them. Good solid fish. Let's let her go. We put them in chemicals. Sedates them a little bit, helps them with their slime coat, reduces the stress, and now they're ready to go back into the lake and spawn.
Now, let's get some bigger ones out.
These are some nicer fish.
It's a shame we lost that 9 pounder. We lost one that weighed almost 10 pounds the other day at Como in that mud too.
It's surprising because those fish.
Go ahead and turn the aerator off now too.
Those fish generally come once in a lifetime. Well, we're gonna take some stills, so
Okay.
it doesn't bother me. Oh boy, shoot some water in it now. There's one.
That's the second biggest one. That one's only, you know,
6 pound
six and a half,
category.
6.5, 7.
Yeah. Now, let's pull this one out.
There you go. There's a 7.5, almost 8, but not
This
quite.
bass weighs 6 pounds, and it's almost dwarfed by this fish.
Right.